Hey, finally, Yisang is here. Let's take a look at his stats. 3 to 7 speed, good range because he is going to go really fast. He needs to go fast in order to get his passive off of Dimension Shredder off. 175 HP, 33 defense level, weak to blunt, pretty much standard resistances for a W Corp character. Dimensional Slit 5 plus 6, gain coin power plus 2, making this a 5 plus 8, 13, pretty much very similar to Rip, if I remember correctly. Gain 2 charge count, gain 2 charge count, so gain 4 on the skill 1. Then we have Energy Cycle. Energy Cycle is a 15 total, 5 plus 5 plus 5, 15. You gain 7 charge count, and then you also gain a bit of coin power plus 1 here, so you get 6, 12, 12 plus 5 is 17 in total, not too bad. Okay, plus 2 rupture count on the second hit. Inflict 1 by next turn, inflict 3 rupture, and at 10 plus you inflict 3 rupture potency as well as 2 rupture count. Okay, so we have a plus 2 on the skill 2. Then for Dimensional Rift, we got plus 4 on the coins. That's pretty nice. 4, 8, 12, 12 plus 5, 7, 12 plus 5, 17. And then if you're at 15 or less charge count, consume 10 to gain 1 instead. So you get 5, 10, 15, 20. And if you are at 15, you gain 2 instead, which is 6, 12, 18, 18, 23. Okay, so he will not ever hit the superpower coins of Rip Space as well as Dither, but he does a pretty respectable amount. And if 15 has been consumed, we inflict plus 3 rupture count. Okay, that's pretty nice. You have to remember that with every one of these hits, right, he's actually replacing the rupture count that he's consuming because of Dimensional Shredder. Dimension Shredder gives him the ability to replace the rupture counts that he uses up to 3 times per turn. So Dimensional Rift here, having 3 coins is pretty good. It will just replace all of the rupture count that he is about to apply. So in this case, before the attack, you inflict plus 3 rupture count on the target, and then while you are consuming it, you will also be replacing it every time. So straight up, it's a plus 3 rupture count if you have 15 rupture. Then inflict rupture, inflict rupture, inflict 3 rupture for every 5 charge count up to a maximum of 9. So you inflict 9 potency as well. And if it consumes 15, you will be able to inflict Dimensional Rift, which is at end of turn gain rupture count by this effect's amount, effectively making it a 5 rupture count move application. And then if you consider the other Dimensional Shredder characters, the egos, this should apply quite a significant chunk of Dimensional Rift. Defense skill is base power plus 1 per 5, so you can get up to 6 plus 10. 16 dodge is actually really high. On evade, you gain plus 1 potency when applying rupture for the first time with a skill effect next turn, and you can stack up to 3. Okay, that's pretty interesting. So this character looks like a pretty solid design. What about this one? At turn end, gain 1 haste per 5. If this skill consumes charge count, you apply 3 charge barrier to 1 ally with the lowest health. Okay, that one's a little bit wonky because I think the lowest health usually, right, is going to be Ryoshu, because Ryoshu's base health is like 146 or something like that, and W Dawn's is not really that low, it's like 161. So most likely lowest, no, but it's percentage, so it doesn't really matter. It will just be who's getting hit a lot. But W Corp will be the main one because she will be dumping a lot of her HP with her data move anyway. This is quite a solid character. Definitely very good synergy overall. The coins are pretty much very good already. 15 here is pretty okay, and then you get coin power plus 1 ascending it, as well as 10 charge count giving you more rupture count application. And then if you activate Dimensional Shredder at the start, you will be able to replace all of the rupture count that you are consuming. So he has good potency application, good rupture count application, and he's always replacing whatever rupture count that he is going to consume after you activate Dimensional Shredder one time. So combo with that, right, you can actually get quite a sizable amount of rupture count application. You still need to use Dimensional Shredder, and then you need to go and use this skill tree after you gain 15 charge count so that you can apply a crap ton of rupture count. You apply 3 here, and then after that you also apply 2 Dimensional Rift if you can consume that 15. So you will add a total of around 5 rupture count, and you replace the 3 rupture count that you just consumed. So it's a lot of damage as well. You just need to apply the rupture count beforehand. So most likely it will be something like you gotta use Homeloose Ego first, where you apply a bunch of Dimensional Rift yourself as well as the Fragility. and then you will need to use Yisang's W Corp ID in combination with Dimension Shredder in order to apply a bit more Dimensional Rift if you spend charge count, and that character does generate charge count. So you will be able to just keep stacking that charge count, and then eventually if you want you can pop Dimension Shredder to deal bonus pride damage by Rupture Potency and then reduce the Rupture count by 5. It's a pretty big amount of Rupture count loss, but the bonus damage here is pretty damn solid. Right, so besides that, definitely need to apply for this to get that additional 5 Dimensional Rift. You need to have a decent amount of Rupture count applied beforehand, and then you need to probably run the Rupture Team. So Rupture Team is most likely going to be who? It's going to be W Yisang. So I'll just put one ID like this. It's going to definitely be 7 Asok. And then perhaps we have Association Heathcliff as well. Maybe we'll add Otis. Otis has a +2 Rupture count. Who else can synergize well with Rupture count? Definitely need to bring K-Corp Honglu, which I have not pulled yet. I'll just put one unit here like this. So K-Corp Hong as well as W. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. Is there any other characters? Definitely want to bring Red Sheet against bosses. And then for the last one, who else has Rupture synergy? Any other Rupture characters here? I can't really think of one except maybe LCCB Ishmael, but at the same time only her skill tree is Rupture Synergy. It is +1 Rupture count at the end though, so it is still a source of Rupture, but I can't really think of any. I mean, actually if you want to stack more Rupture, you can actually use Sloshing and then just clash and then just lose, because you'll be able to apply the Rupture Potency without consuming the Rupture Potency. So that is something else to consider. Rupture Gang is finally starting to seem a little bit more complete. I'm just a bit worried that it's a lot of effort to make it work still, as per usual. You need to pop 2 egos in order to apply a decent amount of potency, and then Yisang will not consume it, instead add. And then you also need to somehow generate the charge count for this guy. But the good news is that his Dimensional Shredder does definitely give him the amount of charge count that he needs. So he will gain about an additional 4, right? Because if you use the W Yisang and combo with Dimensional Shredder, his passive here gives you +4 charge count, and if you combo it with the character itself, you can gain about 8 charge count per turn, or you can gain 11 charge count per turn. So that is pretty damn strong already. It's pretty much like Teleport Dawn, but you'll be getting it pretty much every turn, and you only need to use it once. So that is really, really powerful. The synergy is very, very good. And definitely something to consider if you are going to go and get Dimensional Shredder, or you already have Dimensional Shredder, because this is definitely the ID to be running with him. The W Corp Yisang, yeah. So overall, I'm quite pleased with this character. Definitely, it's going to be a core part of any Rupture team, and he has very good coinages, and he has very good charge generation. So he himself can just be run alone if he wanted to. He doesn't need any other supports to help him charge, because his Dimension Shredder ego alone can charge him, which is really, really good. Right. I don't think I missed out on anything here, but maybe the Corrosion of the Ego has something interesting. Let me see the Corrosion of the Ego. Corrosion of the Ego will give you spend charge count to deal more damage. If charge count was spent, inflict 5 Dimensional Rift. Updying to 4 is definitely necessary because of this part here and probably this part here. Spend charge count to deal more damage. This one is spend charge potency apparently. And then this one is spend charge count to deal more damage. So you definitely need to updie for this in order to make the two of them work. So there's quite a lot of shards that you need to spend. And if you are going to farm for Spice Push, that's a bit rough. The good news is that W Corp is definitely just going to be an infinite unit. So if I go and check the banner again, he has no textile, which means that he will be here forever. So there's no rush. You can just take your time to farm him now, or you can take your time to farm him in Season 3. There is no rush for this character. But he is a very solid addition to the W Corp gang. If you just run him in W Corp, he should be totally fine by himself. He will not get the crazy damage output of someone like Rip Spacer or Dither, but you should be able to do a crap ton of damage anyway. Very, very solid character. I think he is a very strong character, and I think that just combining him with Dimension Shredder makes him a core part of any Rupture team. So that is my opinion for this character. Whether you should pull, the answer is no, because now with Walpurgis Night out, you should not use your Lunacy on anything except Walpurgis Night. Otherwise, you will have to wait for the next Walpurgis Night. So for this character, I only recommend grinding the shards 4. If you do not have the shards, then just hoard all the way until season 3. And of course, if you really want to get him, then go ahead and pull. Just take note that he was not released with any other unit. It's pretty much only Yisang, so if you click the arrow, you get no one. So if you are just going to pull for this guy, then yeah, just go for it, honestly. I'm probably not going to pull because 15k lunacy is not enough to guarantee a pity, so I will need to hoard a little bit more for the next Walpurgis Knight. Right, so that's my opinion of this character. I think he's definitely super good, and you should probably go and pull him as well as combo him with his Dimension Shredder for more Rupture synergy and all of that charge count goodness. Right, okay, so I think that's it. Leave a comment if you've already done a bit of testing and you want to like talk about any strats you discovered. Feel free to just put it in the comments and then we can go and take a look at it later. Alright, so that's it for this video. Thanks for watching and see you guys.